Because of Sachin's intervention, the men failed their last mission and couldn't come up with enough contribution points to aid their society. So, because of that, they've been sentenced to death. However, killing them just like that would be a waste, so they drugged them and kept them around for fun. Since both Sachin and the girl know the brothers, the thugs come up with a new rule: if our protagonist loses, then they will throw the two brothers into the river along with their little sister. The two brothers seem to be in some sort of frenzied state, probably caused by some sort of drug. They've been bound by heavy chains and collars around their necks, and it looks like they don't even recognize him. The thugs yell for them to start fighting, and they release the brothers from their chains, sending them charging straight at Sachin, ready to attack. The fight ends as soon as it starts, as Sachin knocks them both out with a slap to the first man's face and a chop to the other man's neck. They drop to the floor immediately, and the little girl tries to rush to them, thinking they're dead. But Daya holds her back and reassures her that they are fine. The thugs, however, are not so pleased that the fight ended so quickly. They wanted more of a spectacle, especially after they had wasted 2 doses of their special medicine. One of them decides to forget about it and continues to threaten soon, telling our protagonist that since they are in a good mood, if he drops all his supplies, then they'll pretend that this incident never happened. Sachin asks why exactly he should give up his supplies, and they tell him that he must be new there. Anyone entering the Science and Technology University must follow the boss's rules to keep things in order and weed off any freeloaders. They don't support freeloaders in their camp, and if he wants to stay there, then he needs to earn contribution points by handing over resources or finding supplies. In this camp, contribution points must be similar to what money used to be, and just like in the real world, it only benefits those who make the rules. Sachin agrees to their terms and tells them that their last bit of food has already been eaten by them, so they don't have anything left to give. Then a large man appears and offers Sachin some contribution points in exchange for working for him. The larger man's presence immediately causes the thugs who were acting high and mighty to quiver in fear. They call him Captain Gua, and it looks like he's the leader of the camp. He rides in on a giant chair carried by multiple slaves, while a scared-looking woman rests between his legs. He offers them free meals and accommodation, along with high-salary positions. All they have to do is make sure to be loyal to him and work hard. As he's talking, one of the slaves trips and falls to the ground. Captain Gua wastes no time and stabs a knife-tipped spear through the fallen slave's chest, killing him immediately. He tells Sachin that they are short on people and he's just in time to replace the slave that's no longer useful. The bunny girl especially can be given unlimited meals and good living accommodations if she decides to work for him. As he talks, he grabs the woman laying against his lap and plays with her body. He reminds them that it's the apocalypse now, and industrial production has ceased. By giving them this offer, he's making a big sacrifice for them. On top of that, he's already bored of the people he's been using so far, and they are due for replacement. The other thugs yell at Sachin to accept the offer immediately. When their great boss needs a new woman, he'll let the others have fun with the old ones. Their boss, however, has other concerns. Apart from the new workers he needs, he smells something among the thugs and asks them what they have been eating. In their rush to get the food that Daya gave them earlier, they forgot that eating meat without the boss's permission is a death sentence. They immediately drop to their feet and beg their boss for forgiveness. In the future, they will definitely give him any food they find first. He tells them to stop their groveling and shut up. He's not interested in any food they've been eating, and just the smell of it is killing him. Did they eat poop or something? What in the world did they find that smells so bad? That catches Sachin and Daya off guard. Did he somehow see through Daya's mental control? It looks like he wasn't even affected at all by it. The thugs tell him that they ate only the food that Sachin gave them, but with the mental control broken, they immediately realize what they've been eating this entire time. Their stomachs protest the horrible food, and they rush to the bathroom, desperate to push out everything they've been eating. Captain Gua sighs in exasperation and wonders how he ended up surrounded by such idiots. One day he'll get rid of all of them and bring in people that are actually reliable. Sachin notices that despite his immunity to Daya's mental control, he can't sense any abilities from the large boss. Despite that, he gives off a very powerful aura that's noticeable even by him. On top of that, his influence was enough to snap everyone out of Daya's mental control. He wonders what kind of person Captain Gua is, and just judging by his subordinates, he can't be anything good. Our protagonist is more than strong enough to wipe out the entire camp immediately, but killing them now will only complicate his plans later. First, he needs to find the mutant rats, then he can take care of the rest. Captain Gua snaps him out of his thoughts and asks our protagonist what he thinks of the slavery offer. Sachin blandly tells the other man that he's not interested, and Captain Gua laughs. He claims that one day Sachin will come begging to him. Then he calls another one of the people in the camp and orders him to take over the front position so he can leave. As he leaves, Captain Gua tells one of the survivors to keep an eye on Dana. After all, women as hot as her are rare to find. With the other man gone, Dana apologizes for not having the strength to keep her mind control powers active. That man's mental strength was very strong, and it didn't have any effect on him at all. Sachin assures her that it's not her fault. If those guys didn't die after eating the water ghoul's corpse, then there's definitely something strange going on in this camp. They need to be careful going forward and avoid anything that will bring too much attention to them. One of the survivors approaches them as they're having their discussion. He tells them that they have angered the guards, and because of that, they should follow him if they want to be safe. It seems like this survivor knows Sachin, and he introduces himself as Miao Puyuan, the roommate of one of Sachin's former friends named Tnu. They met the last time he visited the school before the apocalypse started. He takes them to another building within the university that hasn't yet been destroyed by the raging floodwaters. There, Dana manages to use the limited supplies to treat the two brothers that were knocked out by Sachin. Though their supplies of medicine weren't abundant, it'll be sufficient for now. Thanks to it, the two brothers are not in immediate danger, and Daya manages to stabilize their conditions. The little girl thanks her for her help and stays beside her brothers to take care of them. Sachin asks Xiao Miao if all the students are living here now, and he confirms that all the surviving students, regardless of their gender, are taking refuge in the building. Since Tianyu often helps everyone in this place, it is considered the field team's territory. The field team is a strong faction that can even take on the Devourer clan that threatened Sachin earlier. As they're talking, another man comes into the room and asks Sachin if he wants to join their group. It's Tianyu, and he doesn't recognize Sachin at first, but Puyuan introduces him. The field team leader is delighted to see his old friend again. The two men hug, and Tianyu nearly cries as he holds on to Sachin. He almost thought that they would never see each other again, since it's rare for two brothers like them to meet again after such a long time. He suggests that both of them go and have a drink. Since he just came back from a mission not too long ago, he can afford to stay with Sachin for at least a few days. As they're talking, he notices the beautiful Dana staring at them, still wearing her bunny suit. Ten immediately recognizes her as the legendary beauty of their university. She was known back then as the Cold Goddess, Dana. She's still embarrassed about the whole thing and nervously tells them that those sorts of things were in the past, and they don't matter now. The faction leader asks Xiao Miao how exactly the legendary goddess made it to their settlement and why in the world she's dressed as a bunny. Now that it's been pointed out, Xiao also notices that the woman in front of him was Senior Dana from the medical school. All their stares and comments cause Dana to cling to Sachin and ask for a change of clothes. It's way too embarrassing to be dressed like this in front of her juniors. Sachin smiles and agrees to let her find a change of clothes, while the other two men seethe in jealousy that their friend is hugging the goddess Dana. After that, Ten offers her a private room to change into. It's a bit messy, but she can sit anywhere she wants and get changed in peace. Sachin notices that it's a luxury room, and Ten must have purchased it with a large number of contribution points. The faction leader also notices that the two of them didn't bring any bags with them, and he wonders where the clothes came from. But Sachin changes the topic immediately and asks about his regular missions. They must be dangerous if it takes several days for him to go and return. In truth though, there's nowhere in the world that isn't dangerous. Since both Sachin and Dana still look clean, he thinks that they haven't experienced the apocalypse yet. So he offers them the opportunity to join the field team so he can take care of them. Someone as excellent as Dana wouldn't even need to go out for food. She can just put her medical skills to use and take care of the wounded. However, before any of that, he has to warn them about something first. Suchin has to stop showing off everywhere. And most of all, he has to stop making beautiful girls wear bunny outfits. What exactly was he thinking with that stunt? Suchin tries to defend himself and says that he will protect her. His brother hits him on the head in response. He reminds the now powerful man of a time when he didn't have as much power as he does now. Back in high school, when he used to get bullied and never dared to fight back, it was Chinyu that fought the bullies away. The guard captain Gua is not a nice guy, and when he sets his sights on a woman, they usually don't have good endings. Beautiful women like Dana are no exception. And now that he has his eyes on her, he won't let her go easily. Meanwhile, in the private room, Dana tries to take off her clothes quickly, but a knife is pressed against her throat by a mystery attacker. She nervously asks this new face who she is and what she wants. The woman doesn't answer the question and tells Dana that she is someone sent by her boss to help her arrange her accommodations. She's a woman, after all, and she shouldn't be sleeping close to those men. Dana may not know who she is, but we already know her as the freaky lady. She's the woman that listened in on Suchin's entire fight back in the school administrative building, and she saw firsthand the kind of power he has. Right now though, she's just a messenger sent to capture the beautiful senior Dana. Dana tries to tell her that there's already enough space in the settlement and she doesn't need any help, but the other woman insists. The boss asked her specifically to come over, and no one refuses the boss. Dana, however, is about to become a pioneer. She uses her mind control powers and tells the woman to stop, causing her to pause, unable to move her own body. Then she tells her to let go, and the woman complies, stepping away and dropping her hand. Using her mental power to forcibly control people is always difficult, but she can manage to do it for a short time. For now, though, she has done her part, and Suchin can handle the rest. As she walks toward the door to alert the others, the woman forces her body to move and manages to stab her own hand. The shock of the pain forces her senses to return to her, and she uses the brief moment of clarity to attack Dana. The two slam against the wall, and the commotion alerts the others outside. They bang on the door and ask Dana what's happening. There's no way someone would make so much noise while just changing clothes. The attacker tries to silence her by covering her mouth, but it's no use. Since they don't hear any answer from inside, they assume the worst and break into the room. The first person to walk in is shrouded in shadows, and the mysterious attacker doesn't recognize him at first. So she rushes at him with blinding speed, ready to attack and kill. Ten tries to get in front of him and protect his friend, but that's not necessary since the attacker recognizes who she's up against immediately. She saw what he did in the University of Science and Technology, and she knows his name well. At this point, the one called Suchin took on several zombies by himself, and one with little to no effort. Although she has killed many people, her instincts tell her that if she makes a bad move against him, she's not going to survive what comes next. With little opportunity to stop herself or change direction, she instead kneels while still running toward him, causing her to come to a grinding halt right at his feet. Then she nervously asks him to punish her and calls him her master. Suchin has no idea what she wants or what her intentions are. She asks him if her sincerity is not enough to please him. To show that she's truly giving herself to him, she strips down her clothes and asks him again if that is good enough for him. Ten asks our protagonist if his taste in women has shifted so heavily, while Xiao Miao nervously looks away. But taking off her clothes was just a distraction to get their attention away from her. With everyone properly flustered, she launches a smoke bomb, covering the entire area in a thick fog before rushing off in an attempt to escape. Before she can get very far, Suchin grabs her by the neck and raises her off the ground, stopping any escape plans that she might have had. He asks her if she really thought that she would be able to escape so easily, and it's obvious that he's going to get rid of her. The assassin begs for her life and tells him that he can't kill her. She tells him that the girl he saved, as well as her two brothers, have been taken to the settlement's arena. If he kills her, then there will be consequences, especially for those three. Suchin couldn't care less and tosses her into the floodwaters outside the building. The others, though, are more concerned about what she said.